What's up, everyone? It's Dave with K-Dubb Productions here. I hope everyone's having a great holiday season. I just had to chime in on something real quick because I've seen some videos most recently about the topic that you cannot mix your own productions. If you're an artist, you can't mix your own stuff. And I disagree. And I'm going to tell you why. Because not just because I mix my own stuff, but I mix my own stuff for a reason. And number one of those reasons, well, I'll back up. If we take other trades, people who work on cars, cooks, carpenters, three C's, okay? They all, there's auto engineers who make their own cars. There are cooks who make their own recipes and cook their own food. There are carpenters who build their own houses and design them and build them. So I think it's just in our nature that we want to do our own stuff, which leads me to my first point is that it's our vision. If it's our own productions, we have the vision that we want. And I think that's important. And yeah, a rough mix kind of gives you that vision, but my point is, like a lot of things, maybe I know it's not just me, but we are kind of by nature do-it-yourselfers. I think a lot of us are, and there's just something to be said about doing things yourself. Because, like the old saying goes, if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. Okay. Point number two is that if you are just starting out, you've got to start somewhere. And yes, it is very, very true that if that you do get better when you mix other people's music, but you still got to start somewhere. You've got to learn on something, and you've got to have a kind of canvas to try new things, right? So, and try these concepts. So I think I think mixing on your own stuff is good for that, all right? Lastly, the big topic is being objective to the material. And I disagree on that. I don't think that we should be objective. I don't think making music, the production part, is not objective, right? We don't make music for everybody. At least we shouldn't. We should be making the music that we feel, right? It's totally subjective. And I think as a mixing engineer, you also are biased already. You're biased towards the genre that you're mixing for, right? You're biased towards the artist and their preference, or the producer and what they prefer, and you're biased to their own rough mix. And so I think that I don't think objectivity is really that important. I think, yeah, you do need to step back and look at the big picture, especially if you're mixing for like maybe a consistent client, a consistent artist, so you kind of are in the same ballpark with their other materials, their other projects, and some other things like that. And I think, yes, taking a step back is very important, no matter what project that we're mixing. But I don't think that being objective is, the end-all, be-all. I think that we do have a direction that we want to go in. Even our own personal preferences towards mixing, we're already headed towards that direction. We're already thinking about how we're going to set things up, based on the material and based on our own personal preferences. All right, so I do have one caveat to this, and that is the big problem with mixing your own stuff is that it doesn't get done. And I think that is probably one of the big deals is that, we don't set our own deadlines like we do with our customers, right? So it's really important to make your decisions and stick with them and, make deadlines, have a plan, and try to stick to it. But that is definitely a problem. It's my own personal problem, but I think that's one of the big things about mixing your own stuff is you're never happy with it, and because it's your material, you don't have to be done with it, right? What's stopping you from ever being done? Anyway, that's my bit. Please don't hate me. I think that there's something to be said about having other people review your mix, or your production, but that's not what this is about. This is about the mixing process and the outcome, and I think we're okay to mix our own stuff. So go out there, go forth, mix your own music. Thanks for watching. Check me out on my other stuff, and I'll be back soon. Later.